Hello friends, welcome to my channel, a channel for learning simple coding. If you find this video to be helpful, please like, share and subscribe my channel. In last video we have seen how to use enum, data type and constant variable in Rust programming language. In this video we are going to learn how to do referencing in Rust, how boring create error in referencing, and what is the difference between immutable ampersand and mutable ampersand, that we are going to understand. So go to the VS Code and try to create a new project. I say cargo new class number 22. I say referencing, then go to class number, and here I open this and try to understand the referencing point. Here I create a x variable and I put it as a 10. I use println to display the value of x. I say x equal to, and I say like this. Then I pass the value of this to another variable as a referencing like this, println, and I say y equal to value of y I am going to print. Nothing special in it, it's a simple one, and I try to execute. I say cargo run and you will have the output 1010. It's a very simple one. You see that it's a immutable referencing, means if I try to modify the value of this, suppose I say y plus 10, so it would not allow, you see, because why? Because it's a immutable. Remember that we have to pass mutable reference only. So the difference between immutable ampersand and mutable ampersand is like that. So here we have to create this variable as a mutable first, then I have to pass a mutable reference to this, so that we can change it. Remember that. So it's a referencing and it's a mutable referencing. We are passing this to y, and here we are modifying the value of y, and try to execute it, and it is doing like that because we have to put here like this. So try to execute it and you see 20 we have. It is a 10, it is 20. Remember that it's a very simple, because it's a address, so we have to put asterisk value of operator and we are printing the value of y. Once again I am trying to use the value of x also. Remember that once again I am using this x. It's a very interesting concept, and I am trying to execute once again. No problem at all. X value has been changed because it's a reference, mutable reference, and value of x is also changed. But again, suppose I want to use this value of y after x. Once again I try to execute. You see there is an error. What is the error? That, understand it. It's saying that mutable borrow occur here, means mutable borrow you have passed to this y, remember, and immutable borrow occur here. Immutable you are using this because the mutability has been over from this, but you are using, and again mutable you are using to y. So once you pass the reference of the variable like this, then you can't reuse it like this fashion. Remember that if I make comment of this, no problem at all. Program is running wonderful without any problem, you see. But again if I use this, means I use x. Suppose I make comment of this also, no problem. You see, again we have error. What is the error? That if you have the access to this variable and you are using it again, then you are using y, so there is a problem. If I comment it, there is no problem at all. You can use this x like this. It's running wonderful, no problem at all. But if I am using y, then it is no problem at all. After y we are using x, but once I am using x again and then I am using a y, there is a problem, because we have passed the reference to this y of this x, and this is a borrowing problem here that I was discussing in this, how borrowing create error in referencing. Remember that we have to understand it in Rust, that once we pass the reference of any variable, then we can't reuse it like that because we have passed the reference. So this is the error occurring there. But if I remove this, if I uncomment this, then no problem at all. It will execute and it will display value of y 2 times. But we can't use value of x once it is borrow. Remember that same error we have. We can understand this concept by another thing also. Suppose I create one function, I say fn, I say display message like this. This is a function and I say println, nothing special in it. I am trying to display the value which I am passing from here. So I am passing here name of a string variable. So I say it is of a string type and I am displaying here name, nothing special in it, and I make comment of all these things because it's a separate thing, but I am taking here variable of string type. So I say name and I say of a string type equal to string from Dr. Vipin classes, nothing special. So very simple, and we are passing this value here to display message name. Once I pass it and try to execute it again, and you see what is this. Okay, we have to pass to display this because it's not possible like this in Rust programming language. So we have to put like this, and you see that we have an output, no problem at all. Once again I am trying to call this. So very simple, we can call it, and you see the magic, we have error. Remember that. Once again we have a problem that once you have passed the ownership of this to this, remember, once you pass the ownership of this to this function, you can't reassign. This is also this problem which we have understand ownership problem here. So if I want to do that, so I can make it like this clone. Remember that this clone, if I use, then I can do that. It's possible to execute this, you see, no problem at all. But without a clone, if I want to pass this value, otherwise it is, you see, it's showing error. So we have to put it as a reference. Remember that I say reference variable I am passing here, and here I need to pass the reference of a string like this. Then I try to display this, and you see it is executing without any problem. So once you pass here reference of this variable, then we have no problem at all. We can pass it multiple times. Otherwise, it will generate an error. It's a very unique kind of problem that exists in Rust programming language that is not available in other programming languages. But Rust is like that because it have memory safety and thread safety. So because of that, the problem of ownership it doing like this. So we have to pass as a reference, otherwise it will generate the error. So in this video we have understand the how to do referencing, how we can tackle boring error in referencing. So we have understand here difference between immutable ampersand and mutable ampersand referencing in Rust programming language. So if you understand it, if you like this video, please do subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.